and welcome to the Digitally She Does It show. This is episode 120, and in today's episode I'm going to be talking about 3 easy ways to build an engaged audience online, even if you are starting from scratch. So let's jump right in and let's get started. Welcome to the Digitally She Does It show. I'm your host Karen, and I'm here to lift the lid on what it actually takes to create a successful business. If you are an ambitious creative ready to build a business on your own terms and without compromise, then this podcast is perfect for you. With my award-winning approach to marketing and expert knowledge in creating online courses, this show will leave you feeling inspired, energized, and ready to bring those big dreams to life. Join me each week for a dose of motivation and marketing know-how, along with actionable step-by-step strategies to help you accelerate your business's growth. So let's dive in, and don't forget to subscribe to all my upcoming episodes, which drop every Wednesday. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I am your host Karen, and I really do appreciate you hitting that play button to listen to today's episode. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about 3 easy ways to build an engaged audience online, even if you've never done this before and you're starting from scratch. But before I dive into today's episode, I just want to let you know that this episode is being sponsored by the Easy Course Kickstarter Kit. If you are looking to create a digital product like an online course, then this is where you start. So if you are sitting on that idea and you want to bring it to life, then the Easy Course Kickstarter Kit is going to be your best friend, because this kit will give you the clarity, the tools, and the plan to make it happen. Now, there's lots happening in the Easy Course Kickstarter Kit. It's been designed to get you off that first sort of rung of the ladder, so to speak. So if you are tired of sitting on your valuable knowledge and expertise and you are ready to turn it into a digital product that you can sell on repeat, then this kit was made for you. So head on over to www.karen-davies.com/kit to grab your copy and finally get your course out of your head and into the world. Okay, so back to today's episode, and let's dive into today's topic, which is 3 easy ways to build an engaged audience online. Even if you have never done this before, you're starting from scratch, and maybe you just don't know how to go about starting to build your audience. So if you've been thinking about creating an online course, a group program, or any kind of digital product, but feel like, oh, I don't even have an audience yet, so I've got nobody to sell to, therefore what I'm going to create is going to flop, then this episode, it will be for you. So let's dive straight in to this episode. Now, the reason why I've decided to do this episode is because this is something that I come across a lot. So many people sort of say to me that they can't create an online course because they don't have an audience. What they actually mean is that they don't have the system in place that's going to help them to grow an audience, because there is a thinking that you need to have a large audience in order to be able to make money, and it's simply not true. You need an engaged audience of people that are ideal for you and what it is that you're offering in order to make sales. So you don't have to build an audience of thousands and thousands of people to be successful at selling digital products. You just need to build an engaged audience that are interested in your message, what you have to say, and of course how you can help them move through the place of challenge for them to a solution through the offers that you have to offer. So I just wanted to really throw that out there, because it's a common myth that I come across all the time. Now, the first thing that I would encourage you to do, so step 1 is to get crystal clear on who it is that you want to talk to. So before we even talk platforms, content strategies, or even algorithms, you need to get clarity first. You need to know who it is you're trying to reach, and who you can serve, who you can support and deliver a solution for. Now, without this, it's going to be like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. Now, that's not a strategy. That is survival mode. And you cannot operate from that place because it's exhausting. So you need to understand who your ideal people is, who your ideal people are, so that you can create something that they need. Your audience is not going to grow when you try and speak to everyone. It only grows when you are specific and you have a message that is for them. Because again, I do a lot of networking. It's one of my favorite marketing strategies because I like meeting people, I like connecting, and I like having those conversations. And the amount of times I've been in a networking meeting and somebody has literally said, anybody can buy my product. I've heard that so many times. And the moment they say that, I know they've not done the groundwork. They do not know who it is they're trying to attract. Because when you try and speak to everyone, you end up speaking to no one because it's not specific enough. So I want you to ask yourself, who do I really want to help? Now, not just in terms of job titles or demographics, but what kind of person lights you up? Who do you feel excited to serve? So if you like working with mums, because maybe there's a relatability there, you're a mum yourself, you understand the challenges, their pain points, the stuff that they need help with, then maybe your ideal audience are busy mums of children of a certain age. The more specific you can get, the more effective you can be with your messaging, but also, and most importantly, the offer that you create. So get really clear on exactly who this person is. Now, I also want you to think about what they are struggling with right now. Not what you think they need, but what they feel stuck with. Are they feeling overwhelmed? Are they tired of trading their time for money? Are they in that place of confusion that they don't know what the first step is that they need to take? So where are they now? Because we need to go and meet them where they are. And then thirdly, what transformation can you help them achieve? So what's the before and after that you are offering? It might be something like for me, I help you go from an idea to your first course in 30 days. Something simple, clear, easy to do. Or I help you create digital products that sell on autopilot. Both of those statements are very clear, very timely, and they talk about the before and the after. So it's going from a place that they are right now to a place that they want to be. So what does that look like? What transformation can you help them achieve? Now, when you're clear on this, then you can really focus in on your content, and your content will become magnetic because it will cut through the noise. It will connect with the right people. Clarity is power. Before we do anything, we need to be clear on what it is that we're trying to achieve, who we want to work with, the struggles, the pain points, the challenges, and the transformation. Because you're not building an audience of followers. And I think in the digital world, I think that is a belief that many entrepreneurs carry around. You're actually building a community of future buyers. And for those future buyers, they need to feel seen, they need to feel heard, and they need to feel understood before they are even ready to buy. So clarity isn't just a marketing tip. It's the foundation of everything. And once you've got this nailed down, everything else gets easier. So get clear on who it is that you want to help, their struggles, and the transformation you can help them achieve. The second step is about creating content with purpose, not just throwing content out into the world because you think it's nice to have. It's a nice thing to share with people. It's about creating the right content. Because you know you need to be visible. You know you need to be consistent. But what nobody really tells you is what kind of content actually works or how to show up consistently without burning yourself out. And here's the truth. Not all content is created equal. Just posting for the sake of it, like throwing up random quotes, sharing Canva graphics because you feel you should be posting something, or even talking about your dog because it's a cute thing to do and you're looking to get a reaction from people, won't build the kind of audience that's going to buy from you. So your content needs to do three things. It needs to connect you with the right people. It needs to position you as somebody that can help. And then it needs to gently lead people towards your paid offer, whatever that might be. So it could be an online course, it could be a digital masterclass, it could be a digital product, it could be a membership, or it could be your consultancy services. Now, you don't need to be on every platform. Again, I think that's another myth. You have to be everywhere all of the time to get connected. It's simply not true. You need to be consistent on one platform. So pick the platform where your audience hangs out and where you actually enjoy creating content, and commit to showing up there with intention and with purpose, because you can always repost your content elsewhere at a later date. Now, I just want to sort of share something with you that back in April this year, I made a vow that I was going to show up every day, not weekends, so every day during the week on Instagram. And I was going to create a reel with a hook and content because I wanted to experiment to see how that would translate in my metrics, in the engagement that I received, and of course with my followers as well. And it was really interesting because the more I showed up, the more consistent I was, my metrics grew. My followers grew and my engagement grew. And what that told me was that it's not necessarily about the content you create, although the content is important. So you do have to get your content right. So understand what content you need to share to be effective. The magic is in the consistency, because that's how you're going to grow your numbers, your followers, your engagement, and all of those metrics that are going to be important so that you can turn those followers into buyers. So it's really worth taking the time, mapping out a plan and showing up consistently, because when you show up with intention, consistency and clarity, that's when your audience will grow. And not just any audience, an audience that's aligned, engaged, and excited to then buy from you. Now, my third tip is about focusing on a routine, not just the content. So this is more about focusing on being visible and creating a routine to be able to do so, and not just the content that you're then going to create. Because here's the piece that most people miss when they're trying to build an audience. Posting content is only half of the equation. Of course, it's the content that builds the trust with the people who already follow you. But if you want to grow your audience consistently and you want to attract new people that are aligned with you, then you need to create pathways for them to discover you in the first place. So this is where your visibility routine will come into play. So think of them as tiny little doors that sit around the internet that people can open up and walk through to come into your world. Now, you do not need a huge PR or marketing budget to do this, and you certainly don't need 1 million of followers to make this work. You just need a few smart strategies done really well and done consistently. I'm going to share these with you. So the first strategy that I would encourage you to consider is a lead magnet. This is a free resource that solves a small specific problem for your ideal person. So this is going to give them a quick win, and it's going to bring them into your world and introduce them to what you do. And it could be a short guide, it could be a checklist, a cheat sheet, it could even be a mini training video, or even a template that they can just plug and play into their business. The key is to make it relevant and easy to digest. So it's not about trying to solve everything, it's just helping them to take one step forward. And when somebody downloads it, they can, of course, join your mailing list, meaning that you have a direct line to them that sits way beyond social media. Because, again, here's the thing. We don't own social media platforms. What we do own is our email list. Our email list is an asset that we have in our business. So if the powers that be that own the social media platforms were to close those platforms down, and let's face it, they could do, where would you be with your audience? So it's smarter to bring people into your world and get them signing up for something so that you can communicate with them in a more direct way. So always think about how you can grow your email list. So it's worth taking the time and looking at what freebie you can create that's going to entice people to sign up to your mailing list. The second strategy I want to share is probably one of the fastest, most authentic ways to grow your audience. And that's borrowing somebody else's. So find people that are similar to you in your niche and offer to be a guest on their podcast or speak at their virtual event or community or join their Instagram lives or Facebook groups for a mini training. So give them something of value because you will then get in front of their audience and then you'll be able to build your audience. This works really well when you're first starting out because somebody else has already done the work. So you can get in front of them and you can start building your audience off the back of theirs. And when you show up with value and clarity, these people will come looking for more from you. Now, public speaking is something that I have done quite a lot of, and it's really helped me to make genuine connections, but also build my audience as well. So this is something that I would really encourage you to think about. Even if the prospect of speaking in front of an audience terrifies you, it's worth persevering because this is a faster way to grow. And then the third and final sort of tip that I'm going to give you for growing an engaged audience is about creating strategic collaborations. Collaboration is one of the most underused growth tools out there. Now, you don't need to be huge to do this. You don't need to be a big influencer in your space to be able to collaborate. You just need a network. So look for people with similar audiences, but provide different offers, and see if you can co-host a free workshop or a challenge together, or maybe do a content swap, like doing a blog feature or an email promo, or maybe go together on a live and teach something where it needs both your expertise, because this is going to grow your visibility and it's going to position you as the go-to voice in your space. And also, collaborations are fun. They build relationships. They take the pressure off you so that you don't have to do everything solo. And it also injects fresh energy into your content. I do collaborations a lot of the time. It might even be that I have somebody come on this podcast and be a guest, but I love collaborations. And one of the reasons why I really enjoy going networking is because I get to connect with like-minded people and I get to have those conversations. How can we work together? How can we work towards each of our goals in a way that's going to help but also benefit each other as well? So find a network, be a part of that network, and reach out for collaborations. Now, it doesn't need to be fancy or perfect. You just need to be intentional with what you're trying to achieve. And I just want to also bust another myth as well. You do not need to go viral. You just need to show up consistently in the right spaces with the right message. So before I finish today's episode, I just want you to ask yourself, what one lead magnet can I create this month? Where could I pitch myself or speak or be interviewed? Who could I collaborate with for mutual growth? So start there, take one step at a time, because visibility has a compound effect. The more visible you are, the more your visibility grows. The more people will discover you, and the easier it will become to grow an audience that will buy from you without having to work really hard, without having to buy into trends that just come and go all the time, or without chasing algorithms. Which leads me nicely on to the Easy Course Kickstarter Kit. Because if you are looking to create a product that you can scale and make money on repeat with, then the Easy Course Kickstarter Kit is your step-by-step system to help you validate your idea, plan a profitable course, and map it out as well, all without the overwhelm. It's super affordable at 27 quid, and it comes with lots of different bonuses that's going to help you move faster and smarter. If today's episode has inspired you, or maybe you've had a light bulb moment, or you just want to kind of share it with somebody else in your space, then I would love you to share this episode with a friend who you feel needs to hear it. Because if you have benefited by this, then somebody else is going to as well. And I would love you to leave me a quick review so that other people can also find my show. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you found this episode of value. And of course, please do feel free to share it with others who you may think will also benefit from listening to today's episode. If today's discussion has sparked some inspiration and you are eager to get started with creating your online presence, then visit my website, www.karen-davies.com. And if you're ready to take the first step in creating an online course, then please do check out the Easy Course Kickstarter Kit at www.karen-davies.com/kit. I will be back next week with another episode, but until then, have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Digitally She Does It show. Don't forget to check out the show notes for all the links and resources mentioned in today's episode. New episodes drop every week on a Wednesday, so why not rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode? Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you next time.